At this time, I'd like to introduce San Bernardino County Sheriff John McMahon.
Thank you, Randy. Good morning. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce some family members that are here with us today. We have Michael McStay, Joseph's brother, and his wife, Erin. His mother, Susan, is with us. We also have Summer's mother, Blanche, Tracy Russell, Summer's sister, and her husband, Joseph. The McStay family was reported missing to the San Diego County Sheriff's Department in February of 2010. Their home was in Fallbrook in the unincorporated area of San Diego County. The missing person investigation was handled by the San Diego County Sheriff's Department and the FBI. On November 11th, 2013, skeletal remains were recovered in the county area of Victorville and were confirmed to be that of the McStay family. Our homicide investigation began immediately, and to find the identity of the suspect of this horrible crime and bring that responsible person to justice. The San Diego County Sheriff's Department turned over nearly 4,500 pages of investigative material that was reviewed by our detectives. 60 search warrants were served, and over 200 interviews were conducted. Investigators received about 250 tips and anonymous calls and followed up on every one of them. As the investigation progressed, the district attorney's office was involved and consulted. Investigators from our department would like to make a special thank you to Special Agent Kevin Bowles of the FBI for his assistance in this investigation. Charles Chase Merritt was identified as the suspect responsible for the death of Joseph, Summer, Gianni, and Joseph McStay. There's no information to suggest there were any other suspects involved in this crime. Chase Merritt was a business associate of Joseph McStay. The cause of death was determined to be blunt force trauma, and based on the entire investigation and the evidence obtained, investigators believe these murders occurred at their residence in Fallbrook. Investigators are not disclosing the motive for the murder at this point. Merritt was arrested on Wednesday, November 5th without incident, transported and booked at our West Valley Detention Center, where he is currently being held. I want to thank all the investigators who spent countless hours in this case. Less than a year ago, I made a promise to the family that our department would do everything in our power to solve this case. And although we can never bring them back, I hope that this provides some level of closure. It's now my honor to introduce the District Attorney of San Bernardino County, Mike Ramos.
Thank you, Sheriff. My condolences to the family. In this county, San Bernardino County, we never give up. We continue to pursue and investigate until we solve the crimes that are committed. This morning, we filed 4 counts of murder on the defendant, Charles Ray Merritt, for the murder of Joseph McStay, his wife, Summer, and their children, Gianni and Joseph Jr. We filed a special circumstance of multiple murders, what makes them eligible for the death penalty. I don't need to tell you that this is a cold and callous murder of an entire family. There's no reason, no motive, we won't talk about that, for that ever to occur, especially for the young children, the most vulnerable victims. He is in custody. There's a no bail warrant, and he will be arraigned at 1:30 this afternoon in the Victorville courthouse. Finally, I am blessed as a district attorney of this county to have the best sheriff's department in the nation. These gentlemen that you see here work with my lawyers, my major crimes unit, my cold case unit, on a daily basis to solve these cases. And as I said before, they don't give up. Thank God for Sheriff McMahon and his team, because we are able now to at least get some justice for the family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I would now like to introduce Joseph Russell, who would like to say a couple words.
I just, on behalf of my family and the McStay family, I just want to publicly thank this team and the Sheriff's Department for all their hard work and dedication they put to this case. And we're very, very grateful. So thank each and every one of you guys. We very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Michael McStay would also like to say a few words.
I said I wasn't going to cry, but they did a great job. You have no idea what this means. That's just, we, from the bottom of our heart. I had said that I just wanted to see it through to the end. Joseph was a great brother, a great father. He would have done anything to protect those boys in summer. And he tried to help Chase and provide work for this guy, and this is how he was, repaid. But I know he's in a better place. I know they're in a better place. I know that sounds a little trite, but this gives our family a little bit more closure, opportunity to heal and move forward. And he'll get what he's got coming to him. And I just appreciate everybody involved. You guys are amazing.
All right, we'll have some time for a few questions. Oh, Susan, you want to speak? Okay.
Good morning. My son and his family was a beautiful family that did not deserve this. Joey was so generous and kind to so many people. I always kept hope we'd find him, and then I received the phone call. I'm going to put my notes away. And that phone call was the biggest shock of our lives. But I still had hope because I felt a strength of power from this team. I told my friends that it's a different game, and I just felt their strength and power that they were going to fight for our family, and they did a wonderful job, and I can't thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Now, I received that phone call, and now there's a little more to our journey. I need justice from the law and the courts and get to talk to the judge. And most of all, justice upstairs for my lovely family. Thank you.
We'll now take a few questions.
Yes, what was the break? What led you to? What smoking gun? What do you have?
I'll let Sergeant Fisher, the lead of the homicide team, to share that.
Good morning. There was no smoking gun. This is basically a team of investigators that had to go over San Diego's investigation, start over, look at everybody, eliminate people. And when we followed the evidence, it led us to Charles Merritt. So there was no smoking gun and just a lot of hard work and tenacious detectives.
What was the break that made the difference in making the arrest?
Just reviewing the evidence, looking at everything, is what led us in that direction.
Can you walk us through, did it turn out that video of the family crossing the border, was that
We don't believe that video at the border is related. We don't believe that's them. As the sheriff said, we believe it occurred at their residence on February 4th, 2010. So the video wasn't, once we examined that and with other evidence, we didn't believe that was related.
Can you discuss motive at all? I mean, what precipitated this? Your business partners, business associates, what led to this?
Unfortunately, as the sheriff indicated, we're not going to discuss motive today.
Was it financial? Did they get it off? Was it accidental at first and then got bigger?
We're not going to be able to discuss motive today. Sorry.
They were business associates. Can you describe their relationship, that they work at the same place? What do you mean by associate?
Joseph McStay owned his own business. Charles Merritt owned his own business, both related to waterfalls. They met, I believe, when Joseph wanted Merritt to make some custom waterfalls. They started working together, became friends. That's how their relationship started.
Our understanding is that the two of them met together earlier that day, and that was really the last known meeting. Was there any indication that this meeting at a restaurant up here was any tension? Was there any reports from the waitresses or anything like that?
That was the difficulty for us. We did go back to the restaurant. We looked for video surveillance, but after numerous years, obviously, that wasn't available. We weren't able to find anybody that was working on that date, but we were able to verify that there was a meeting at a restaurant.
And also there was the last phone call. Chase says he got a phone call from Joey that night, but did not answer the phone. He was watching a movie with his girlfriend. Where did that phone call come from, and why didn't he answer it? And have you been able to determine all of that?
We've spoken with Mr. Merritt several times. I'm not going to discuss what we got out of those interviews. I don't want to try this case in the media, so at this time I wouldn't be able to discuss any of that.
Can you share with us, do you believe this was planned, premeditated, or was this a spur of the moment heated?
I can't discuss that at this time. I'm sorry.
Sergeant, circumstances to the arrest, in his car, his home, what were the circumstances?
Mr. Merritt and his vehicle were located in the city of Chadsworth on Wednesday, and that's where we made the arrest.
How far is that from where the body
I would estimate an hour and a half. I know it was a 2-hour drive for us from here.
Is that his home? Is that where you're living?
No. He's a resident of Homeland.
Has he been on your radar since the very beginning?
I wouldn't say that he was on our radar. When we were briefed by the San Diego Sheriff's Department, he was one of the persons that we were made aware of that was an associate of Joseph, just like many others. And our job was to look at everyone and eliminate who we could and take us where the evidence was going to take us, and it led us to him.
Prior incidences with this individual?
You mean a criminal history? He does. He has a criminal history. I believe he has a couple, 2 or 3 felony convictions, and he has served 2 state prison terms.
Can you tell us how the car got to the border? How that played into it?
Yeah, at this time, I'm not able to discuss that. I'm sorry.
How much did the finding the graves and finding the bodies, how much did that assist in your investigation? Because San Diego County didn't have that, you had that. Did that make any difference?
Yeah, absolutely. In looking at what their investigation produced, their evidence with what we located, and all putting all those things together, yes, was a factor.
So you found evidence at that gravesite that helped you tie it to him?
Yes.
Can you discuss that?
I can't at this time. I'm sorry.
Initially, San Diego County said that, boy, it looked like they just left. You're describing a crime scene area. What was trauma? Are you finding obvious evidence there that supports the struggle, fight?
I can tell you that we did go back to the residence. We did go back and conduct search warrants there. I'm not going to discuss what evidence we located, but we have enough evidence where we believe that the crime occurred at that location.
Inside the house or outside?
Inside.
So then why try it up here? If the actual killings happened in San Diego County, why not put it in San Diego County?
Well, when the bodies were located in our county, became our jurisdiction, our case, and the last thing that we would want to do is pass a case back and forth. We want justice for the family. So it was a decision made that since we handled the homicide investigation, we would follow up and Mr. Merritt be prosecuted in this county.
So was that incorrect, just so that we don't keep repeating incorrect information, the original information is that there was no signs of a struggle in the home? dogs, the TV, the eggs, etc. Is that now incorrect information?
No, I wouldn't say that it's incorrect information. Again, San Diego was conducting a missing person investigation. When we got the case, we're conducting a homicide investigation. So I can't speak to their investigation as much, but I can tell you when we got it, we're looking into how these people were killed and where they were killed. So we had to go back and look at everything.
Circumstances surrounding the arrest, did he give up just when you guys got there? What happened?
There was no incident. We located him, placed him under arrest without further incident.
Sir, can you spell his name and give us your first name and spell your last name?
My first name is Chris, C-H-R-I-S, Fisher, F-I-S-H-E-R. Mr. Merritt's name is Charles, C-H-A-R-L-E-S. He goes by Chase, C-H-A-S-E, and his last name is Merritt, M-E-R-R-I-T-T. Not off the top of my head.
A lot of that information will be available on the press release at the end of this press conference.
He's 57 years old.
Can you talk about a weapon that he used?
No, I cannot. No, I cannot.
And Merritt was two T's at the end?
Yes.
Has he, you said you talked to him several times, and since he was arrested, has he confessed or been any statements?
As I indicated, I'm not going to be able to discuss his interviews.
You said there are no other suspects at this time?
That's correct. We believe Mr. Merritt acted alone, is the only person responsible for this crime.
Where has Mr. Merritt been for the last 4 years?
We've been monitoring where he's changed locations, where he lived, where he worked, but he is, to my understanding, he hasn't left the Southern California area.
Has there been any arrests of Mr. Merritt for anything unrelated over that 4-year period?
I could answer that. I mean, there could be. I don't know off the top of my head.
Do you believe, I mean, that the whole family, I mean, who's business associates with Joseph, why, any indication of why he was
I can't discuss a motive at this time. I'm sorry.
The surveillance video shows the individual driving away from the Fallbrook residence. Who do you think was independent?
Obviously, there is some surveillance video, and that is very important in our case. But at this time, I can't discuss that video at all.
One last question, please.
Can you just, when you see the family here, obviously you're a veteran law enforcement agent, but you see the family and their tears of gratitude, how does it make you and all of you who've been working so hard on this case feel when you hear their thanks and you know what they've been through these last 4 years?
It's tremendous. I mean, these detectives have been very passionate, tenacious. They've met with this family repeatedly. We have a bond with them. We had their support. They told us from the beginning that they believed in us, and I knew my detectives were going to get it done. Thank you.
Have you decided whether or not you're going to proceed death penalty at this point?
At this time, we have a process and a protocol that we will continue to abide by that, and we should have a decision in the very near future whether or not we will be seeking the death penalty. We take that very serious, not only in our county but in the state of California. But this, as I indicated before, absolutely qualifies for a capital case, a death penalty case.
This concludes today's press conference. Video footage and still photography of this press conference will be available on our website, as well as the arrest of Christopher Merritt. And we will also have copies of the press release available immediately following. Thank you.